What's up, guys? We are gonna check out. I don't know why it says we're at 11 minutes. This is a video that came out like a few weeks ago. We were gonna check it out on stream, and we never got a chance to. Before we dive into the music videos, we're gonna do these. It's two videos by this one creator. He was in a group, if I'm not mistaken. It was called Ghost Nine. His video is called "I'm a K-pop idol. I'll answer your wildest assumptions." And then, can you react to my new K-pop song? Yeah, I got you, dude. And then the other video is called Life of a K-pop Idol Explained by a K-pop Idol. They're pretty short videos. They're like 10 minutes each, or 17 minutes and 10 minutes each. So we'll check these out real quick. I'm not going to yap too much over them so we can start checking out the music videos fast. But yeah, I don't know. I was just very interested to check these videos out. Kind of get like insight from somebody that was in the industry or whatever.
Here to debunk all of your K-pop assumptions.
And any songs y'all sent, I am going to add them to a list.
I've asked you guys for some
right
assumptions you have about K-pop. I assume you have a lot, and I am here to answer them because I'm one of the few who is actually allowed to exercise free speech.
I don't think
most
so,
of the
honestly.
time. So here in front of me, I have some labels.
Yeah, I don't think I did.
made with post-it notes and utensils. Because we're on a budget.
Are you taking requests? Can you react to EXO Lightsaber live performance? Yeah, and I did add Studio 54 to a list. So I have a list that I'll pull up after these videos, but I got all y'all's videos on there right now. Oh, another exciting thing. I am getting faster Wi-Fi soon, which I'm really excited about. But yeah, I have a list of all the songs that we put on there for you guys. I'm going to end it for now. What's up, Ari? What's up, guys? How are you guys doing? With Girls Never Die. We'll end it off right there for now. After we watch these videos, we'll dive into them, and then we'll start taking some more. And then I'll show you guys what we have on there in a minute. Actually, I'll show you guys now. These are the videos we're going to react to. We're going to check these out as soon as we're done with these two videos, and then we'll start taking some more once we get through these. But yeah, let's run back into these.
I'm gonna read out an assumption, and it can either be true, false, somewhat, is yellow, and maybe, which means I don't know. Let's get started with your assumptions. I went to Baskin Robbins. Wait. Goes right back.
That's pretty cool.
Ta-da! I've been seeing a lot of these Baskin Robbins ice cream cakes, and I thought it would be cool for the video if we tried them together. Definitely for the video. Here's
That's a lot of sugar, though.
What occasion is this for? I don't know. I just wanted ice cream cake, but here.
Yeah, we'll check out Drive
Cheers
Safe.
to.
You've seen this cake on TikTok? Dude, that looks like so much cake for no reason. That's such an That's 27 cubes of cake. Ugh, that would start to taste gross by the end of it. You know, like, you ever have so much sugar that it just doesn't taste good anymore? Like, I don't know, after like 4 maybe max, I would start to be like, this is alright. This is
still being
a little
alive.
too much.
Woo! Okay, and I guess I'm gonna taste test these as I answer your assumptions. First assumption, I've wondered how much K-pop idols' personalities are tailored for the camera. I've always assumed pretty much anything on camera isn't really what idols are like. This is somewhat true. But you can't even see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same with like anything, any kind of entertainment. You're kind of like over personifying your person. Like, I don't feel like they're putting on fake personalities. I feel like it's just like an over exaggeration of what their personalities like.
Because if we don't fake it, then it's just gonna be boring, and no one wants boring content. So our personalities, I don't think it's necessarily fake. It is a lot of times exaggerated because that's also part of the job. But the main job of an idol is to entertain. And if you're boring, like me, I'm a boring person. So whenever I'm in front of a camera, I'm gonna exaggerate and try to entertain because that's my job. I wouldn't necessarily say it's 100% fake because it's still a part of us, but it is definitely exaggerated. The thing with Korean Baskin Robbins is that they have a very strange name for ice creams. This one is called Oma는 외계인. My mom is an alien. It's just chocolate.
Dude, that just looks like so much. I would be taking a
Idols
bite
have
out
fake
of
accounts
each,
to
if
attract
anything.
fans. This one's true. Story time. So my mom is chronically online.
Wait, what was that? I'm curious, do idols have fake accounts and track fans?
Account to track
Like Finsta's or whatever, or just burner accounts, I feel
fans.
like. I don't feel like that's crazy, though.
This one's true. Story time. So my mom is chronically online. She would send me news, fan posts, literally anything. And back then, to see Twitter posts, you need a Twitter account, an X account. And I never used Twitter. I'm not an X person. But to see these fan posts that my mom shared, I needed to make an account. So I made a fake account. It was called Jigglypuff numbers. I don't know why it's Jigglypuff. I just like Jigglypuff. And I was looking at these fan pages my mom sent me. There were a lot of my photos, which were really pretty, and I was really thankful. I never interacted with them, never hit like. I just look at my own posts, look at my.
I feel like it would be hard to not argue with people about yourself, you know, kind of like defend yourself in a way. And then I do notice a lot of artists end up like searching themselves on Twitter. Like a lot of artists really like look for themselves, and they'll start to kind of interact with tweets about themselves. Because there's sometimes I'll see an artist interact with a tweet, I'm like, there's no way that got on your timeline. It was a tweet that had like 100 likes, you know?
Own face. Now the only one following my account was my mom. One day someone found that account, figured it was me, and started spreading rumors
Lyra, what's up?
that I was having these relationships with certain fans. And I was like, bro, whoa. Whoa, hold on. So I deactivated the account. My manager came to me and he was like, is this your account? And I was like, yeah. So that happened, and that was the last Twitter account that I ever had. So now whenever my mom sends me a post, I just tell her, hey, just screenshot it and send it to me. Also, in this day and
That's
age,
fair.
everyone uses social media. I feel like we would all have secret accounts. The only thing I do with my private account is I follow meme content. Brain rot, meme.
Get some help.
Anyways, bro, this one is melting. What is this one? This one is,
Yeah, dude, that's also too much ice cream to be able to finish in like one setting.
솜사탕, a weird country's cotton candy. That's what this is called. Is it true that
interesting
each group
names.
only gets paid like $6 to $8 or something dollars when you go on stage to promote your songs, and you have to split it between members? Music, shows, and broadcasts, they do pay you, but in most cases, it's not a lot of money. I don't think any idol is expecting money to come from music shows, because you're not there to make money, you're there to promote your music. Is it split among the members? It depends on your contract.
But I wonder if they're making money off the music, because, you know, like American music deals kind of sound like the opposite, because they don't make any money off the music itself, and they make most of their money off touring. So it's kind of like backwards. Like a lot of artists, or a lot of rappers at least, they'll tour, or they'll do a lot of club performances because they'll get paid in cash, and they get like most of their money that way because they got an advance to make the album, and that's like their money to live off for the essentially a loan, and then they don't get paid off the streams until that loan is paid back. So they're not seeing any money from their streams. But if K-pop artists aren't making any money from their shows, then it's like, I wonder if it's just like they have a lot more incentive on the
But
streams
if
or
you
whatever.
haven't renewed your contract, most of the time it would be split equally. But before that, a lot of times you would also have to pay debt to the company.
Yeah.
Next, oh yeah, oh.
Yeah, because if they're
everything's
paying for
melting.
everything,
This
that's
one
not
is,
that's not free per se. They're
Rainbow
gonna make that
Sugar.
back.
Oh. Do idols do those weird fan calls in front of staff? Are they told to act in a certain way during those if staff is present? This one's false. So here's how it works. Most of the time, the fan calls you see, they're not actually done by the company. They're done by a third-party service, which specializes in fan calls. So the staff you interact with, they're not going to be your company staff. They're going to be staff that you just met. Their job is to monitor the calls. A lot of them are really good at languages, so they can translate global calls. And the staff, they would not force you to act a certain way. Unless your company is like, okay, let's smile more or like be more friendly to the fans. That Maybe the company would say that, but the staffs who monitor our calls, if we feel uncomfortable with something, they would inform the fans to move on to another question. So yeah, in most cases, they're actually helping us more than controlling what we have to do. Do idols watch the
that's
edits
cool.
fans made? I do. My mom sends me a lot of our group's edits. She sends me
That would be weird though, like seeing an editor yourself, and it's just like something crazy, like out of pocket.
other groups.
Especially some of the names on TikTok, like some of the names like this person's left toe or this person, like, you know what I mean? It's not that it's like crazy, but like, you know, they're not like out of pocket to an extent. But I feel like if you're the person, you're seeing like, I don't know, it might just be like a little like,
She
oh
just sends
shit.
me every edit.
I
And
just woke up.
assume that a lot of us do. Do we enjoy it? That's a different story. This one is New York cheesecake. Itadakimasu.
I love cheesecake.
Today's video is sponsored by Saley. Realize that you have no internet and you can't make calls. Thank you, Saley, for sponsoring this video.
Are K-pop idols actually close with their members like they show on screen? Or it's just for camera and they treat each other as coworkers?
I feel like that would be 50-50. I feel like some groups are probably like they're genuinely like best friends because they spend all their time together, but some of them are probably like as soon as the cameras cut off, it's just like, all right, bro, we don't really have to interact. It's like, no, we don't have to go get drinks after work, bro. We just spent 12 hours together.
I think this is somewhat. This is really case by case. In general, I do think that it's a complicated dynamic.
Yeah, no, like stuff like that. I feel like if he were to like, he just woke up, it's like 6 in the morning. He just decides to scroll TikTok a little bit, and that lands on his feed. You're like, oh, no.
To have a lot of
That's
times
crazy.
you like the members, everything's fine. That's cool. But of course, you can also hate your members. But I do think that you can never really just be coworkers because you live with each other for what, 10 years? You go through all of this training, you go through all of this trauma together. I would assume that even if you don't like each other, there would be a space of mutual understanding that would make.
Yeah, because you at least relate to each other. Like, you relate to all the stuff you've gone through. So you at least, I mean, I feel like the very least you're cordial with the other person. You're not going to hate them. They probably disagree a lot, but I feel like after a while, they're like, all right, we're going to spend so much time together. We have to at least be able to make this work.
Kind of more than coworkers, even if they're at each other's throats. But I think this is really case by case. Oh my god. That one's disgusting. Do you Google yourself all the time, or is it just something I would do if I was a K-pop idol? That's a maybe.
I Googled myself the other day because my sister told me that that I pop up on Google now.
Personally, don't search myself up online.
That's the only time I've ever done that, but I was like, oh shit, that's cool.
Because there's nothing to search. But I would assume that a lot of people Google themselves. Wait, this one's mint
I think a lot of
chip.
people do.
Mint chocolate.
Ew. Ew, mint chocolate chip.
What is that?
Shooting star.
I was just looking at that. He's got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
That's not the best. Oh, pop.
I like that he has them in color order though, like kind of going through the shades.
Part of me wonders if idols from different groups go to the gym together. Like, it makes sense in my head, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen. Story time. The most interaction I had with celebrities outside of a workplace is at the gym. There's this gym exclusively for people in this industry, and I think you can only get in through relations. And a lot of times, idols and actors would go to that gym to get personal training. And sometimes personal training times would collide. So, I don't know, I might be booked for 2 p.m. and someone else is booked for 3. At first, you just say hi, but as you meet them more often, you kind of start doing more interactions, like, I don't know, give a thumbs up. And then those become small talk, and that...
Yeah, it's just like regular, like, gym, you know, you see somebody at the gym, eventually you guys start kind of interacting a little bit more.
Is where I interacted most with people in the industry, and it always just stayed as small talk. Like, I never actually made a friend from the gym, but I assume that many
That's so sad. Nobody wanted to be his friend.
people do. Berry strawberry.
Now imagine you're so busy too. It's just like, you know, we don't really have time to talk outside of here.
When an idol goes on a date with someone, does that person have to sign a confidentiality agreement? I think this is false. But also, I wouldn't know. You know, maybe this could happen, but I think it's false. Because I feel like with NDA is a very business thing. It's like companies would probably...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. The ice cream is like, he's having 30, what was it, 27 cubes of ice cream. And you can see the bottom is already starting to melt right there. Like that bottom layer, that orange one is starting to melt. I don't know why he would have this in one sitting. Or why he wouldn't take the top layer off, because it looks like you can take these stacks off. Why wouldn't take this top layer off, put it down on the table, leave the other two in the freezer, and then just bring them out one by one, you know? I don't know. It's kind of some flawed thing, because this is all looking like it's starting to collapse a little bit.
make people sign NDAs. But
It's not to the point where it's good anymore. Like, you know, when the ice cream's too soft, it's not really...
I don't think
not good
idols
at all.
want their company to be involved with who they date. Unless you're like really big, then, I mean, it kind of makes sense to have NDAs. Also, I think idols are very careful with dating, so they wouldn't just go on dates with someone they can't really trust. This one is 아몬드 뿡뿡입니다. Oh sh.
Huh?
This one is 아몬드
Almond bong bong.
뿡뿡입니다. Oh sh.
Yeah, I feel like being a K-pop idol just sounds like it's your life essentially. Like, it's not like, I feel like with being like let's like an American pop artist, you probably at least have some time every day to kind of disconnect from it, or at least like before bed. But I feel like they're on such tight schedules being as like K-pop artists that even like when you're trying to like disconnect before bed, probably you're just like so worried that you have to go to sleep or you're gonna be exhausted tomorrow.
K-pop ending fairy is a hostage situation. Most idols find it cringy to pant heavily and wink in front of the camera. False. Ending fairies are not a hostage situation. I think you just do it. Like, you don't really think about it. If the camera picks up on you, you just do it. And if you want to wink, you want to wink. It might be cringy in the moment, but like 5 minutes later, I don't even think anyone cares.
I wonder if that layer that's holding it up is chocolate. It looks like a tab of chocolate holding it up.
Or is that just me? The music show actually picks who gets to be ending fairies. So when you get
I also just hate how he's like not worried about it melting at all. Like it doesn't look like it's bothering him that this whole structure is just like
picked, it's actually a compliment. It's like, oh, the music show likes you. I don't think any of us would have strong opinions about ending fairy. It's just, you just do it. Oh, damn, this is actually chocolate.
oh nice. That's probably your last thing you want to eat. You probably want to eat the ice cream first, but
False. I don't
wait,
have.
what was the question? What was the question?
Every K-pop idol
Has their favorite thirst trap of
favorite
themselves.
thirst trap of themselves. False. I don't have a thirst trap. Make me some thirst trap edits. Wait, now that I think about it, don't.
Why is he so like? There's no urgency to eat the ice cream. It's like, look at the back. Like it looks like a house already.
Are the people and Koreans in general really judgmental of foreigners? Are Koreans racist? In my personal experience, this is a false. Koreans have always treated me pretty nicely most of the time, but I think I'm like a special case because one, I do K-pop, you know, no one really looks down on K-pop, and two, I don't look and sound that different. I speak Korean pretty well. It's not apparent that I'm foreign, and also there's a lot of foreigners in Korea. I think whenever I go outside, I always meet foreigners, including myself. I mean, yeah. How is media training like? Is there a test? So media training is going to be different for different companies. With my company, we had media training classes in English because everyone kind of made sense in Korean, but when we speak English, we don't know the culture. We're not from abroad, so we kind of need to be more educated in those.
I mean, I feel like American culture is a lot more laid back. Like in terms of like if you say something that might be a little out there, it's kind of not as like big a deal. People like forget about it pretty quick.
Cultures. Oh, they just kind of brief you on what you should say, what topics to avoid, how you avoid them, those kind of things. And then at the end of these classes, they would test us and they would give us a lot of questions and we just answer them like we're in an interview. But like there's difficulties to these questions. And as one of the main English speakers in our group, I was asked questions about the economy, about the political state of the world.
The political and economic state of the world right now?
You know what it felt like? It felt like I was preparing for a pageant. I was trying to be Miss Universe. I was like, hi. I think idols read and write fan fictions of themselves, especially if they have a crush on another idol. Bro, that's false. Can you imagine a news pops up and it just says, your favorite idol is caught writing fanfics about him?
That would be crazy. Somebody like, because like somebody hacks their phone and they like drop that. They're like, oh, this person runs their own like fanfic account or whatever.
And another idol. That's kind of weird, man. I don't think idols read their fanfics unless it's for fun and giggles. Maybe
Fanfics
you
are
would
peak.
want to read your fanfics once in a while. But also, if you're not an English speaker, I don't think they even know what Wattpad is.
Korean propaganda.
So-
That's crazy.
Would they write fanfics? Is that even a question? K-pop idols drop their cakes on purpose because they taste like crap. A lot of times, the cakes that are provided in our lives.
Dude, I hate how much like the bottom layer, that one orange ice cream is completely melted. He's not gonna get to try it. He's just gonna be trying liquids.
The presents from fans, or like our company just bought it for us. So I think when they actually drop it, they're not purposely dropping it. Because if someone's purposely dropping cakes sent from fans, I think that's pretty.
And he's only gone through two of the middle layer ones. So by the time he gets through all of those, there's not gonna be a bottom layer. That's all gonna be melted.
Problematic. 4 of these is 164 calories. I had 12 of these, which is 3 more, so it's 492 calories. Okay, we still have some space. Do you guys actually shower together when there's not much time left? This is really
I thought he was saying there was only each one was 162 calories. That's crazy.
true. I mean, not anymore. Do you
Wait,
guys
what was
actually
it?
shower
Do you guys actually shower together when there's not much time left? I heard some K-pop idol does that one when I
together
ask
when
if you're.
there's not much time left? This is really true. I mean, not
That's not
anymore.
big a
I'm
deal.
living alone right now. When we used to live in a dorm, there's only 2 bathrooms and there's 7 of us.
The
and-
thing is, it looks good too. Like I would hate to waste that. Like he should have brought one layer at a time out. that he has
And waiting can
ADHD.
just be a waste of time.
Yeah, and he's more into the chocolate than the ice cream, I feel like.
People just use the same bathroom. And actually, a culture shock that I had were that Koreans were very comfortable being naked around each other. Back at home, I've never seen my family naked. I've never seen anyone naked. There's no public baths, there's no spas. But in Korea, that's different. Like, people just love getting naked. So it took me a while to actually adjust myself and actually start.
That would be an odd adjustment.
Being naked in front of my members. Do idols have secret Discord accounts to play with Discord bots based on K-pop? Okay, I don't know what Discord bots are, but Discord accounts, story time. Da-da-da-da-da-da. So the only
He's got a story for every
game I
situation.
play is League of Legends. Sometimes my friend would be like, hey, we need to play to fill our lobby. And I'll be like, okay, sure, I'll fill. So I get into the Discord call, and I'll be like, oh, 안녕하세요. Username. His username might be Jigglypuff. So I'll be like, oh, 안녕하세요, Jigglypuff님. 잘해보시죠. 화이팅. And over the game, you kind of bond with each other, you know? So we're making jokes. We're like, hey, Mr. Jigglypuff, I need some help. Where are you? Hey, Mr. Jigglypuff, stop dying. Later on, I asked my friend who Mr. Jigglypuff was. And turns out... And I made a fool of myself. So lesson learned, whenever I get into a Discord call, I would ask my friend what I'm getting into. Who are we getting into? So the most interaction I ever had with people in the industry was either at the gym or in Discord lobbies. Everything is
That's
melted.
crazy.
There's no saving this ice cream. I have to eat the whole thing. I don't
K-pop and Taco Bell collab meal. I feel like that'd be interesting. I don't know.
think some of the idol ages are the real ages.
K-pop. I mean, not K-pop. Taco Bell isn't really. Taco Bell doesn't really hit anymore. Past like 2 years, Taco Bell hasn't been hitting like that.
Is there something like lying about their ages, or am I paranoid? Wait, let me think. You can't even read these, man. Okay, maybe, but I don't personally know anyone who lied about their ages. But like, it doesn't make sense, you know? It makes sense. Some idols don't like their concepts / songs, but just deal with it. Basically, like any job. That's true. I don't think you have to like a song to perform it. You just perform it. I used to think K-pop idols never farted, but then I hear squeaks, so they probably do fart, but I refuse to believe that. I think that all K-pop idols have groups to talk to each other about the most random things and stuff that no one asks, like randomly at 2 a.m. Guys, I just exploded the toilet and I don't have toilet paper. Anyways. I refuse to believe K-pop idols don't date. Like, what do you mean you're such fine and also surrounded by fine and you don't date? Imagine the most pretty popular people in your school. You put them in a room with other pretty people from other schools, and they're young, they want to experience life. What's gonna happen? There's gonna be people who wants to date and people who that's not their priority right now.
I feel like a lot of it's just like under the table type, you know? Like they just don't tell people about it. Or yeah, some people are just like, dude, I'm locked in for these 10 years. Like all my 20s, I'm ready. You know, I can do shit in my 30s. I'm just like, until I'm 30, I'm not doing
I would
anything.
assume that having good-looking people around would increase his chances of something happening. You know, but that's my assumption. You know, what do I know? What do I know? Living in South Korea automatically makes you feel ugly. This, personally, is false. Probably because I'm not ugly. In media, people are really good looking. When you go out in the streets, most people look pretty normal. I suppose idols' life is much easier than is shown in social media, and they have plenty of free time between comebacks. I think this is case by case. In my case, we don't have comebacks, we're not touring, so I have a lot of free time. Hence, I'm doing this. But when someone's busy, they're really busy. But I'm doing this. This is my life now.
Yeah, he didn't even get to the bottom structure yet.
Right, I can't even eat this anymore. It's, oh god, the sun has set. I should probably go.
So he only got to
Get
half of it.
assumptions. There were a lot of assumptions on fanfics,
That's kind of annoying.
which is sus on your part. What are you guys reading? Like, now I'm interested. Send me some fanfics. Or don't. Don't send me fanfics. One last thing before I go. Let's play Two Truths and a Lie.
Company told me to take it
Thank you
out.
for watching.
Damn.
Like, subscribe, share. Watch me.
That's crazy. At least they're pretty open to letting him, I guess, do his thing. Being a K-pop idol is bro's side job at this point. I sometimes do K-pop. How active is he though? What's their group? Ghost 9? My bad on the ad. We have one more video by him to watch, and then we'll check out the music videos. 36,000 monthly listeners. Okay, so I mean, they have some popular songs, but it's not like they're doing like touring all the time or whatever, like he said. But that's cool. Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm eating Taco Bell. Just had a mini taco salad. Now I'm eating nacho fries and Diablo nuggets. Now enjoying my triple crunch stacker and bean choice. Hell yeah, dude! It's a light meal. It's not even a meal, really. It's more of a snack if you think about it.
Really like to live as a K-pop idol. As a kid,
All right,
I
this
did
one
too,
is
so I
the last video we'll watch by him. It's a shorter video than the last one. So we'll dive into the music videos pretty quick after this. It is Life of a K-pop Idol explained by a K-pop idol.
So you're probably wondering, what is it really like to live as a K-pop idol? As a kid, I did too. So I flew to Korea, became one, and now I am here to spill all the tea. Did too. So I flew to Korea, became one, and now I am here to spill all the tea.
Yes, I do enjoy K-pop music.
So buckle up, cause I'm back to yap again. In my last video, I briefly explained how life was as a K-pop trainee. You don't have to watch it, but it's there, waiting for you to watch it. Go watch it.
Kind of reminds me of Harold's story.
So I was placed in the debut lineup, and back then our company's wallet was kinda thick. They even wanted to send us to train in the States for a couple of months, as K-pop had always taken inspiration from American culture. But then COVID happened, you know, the pandemic that halted the world for 3 years and is now an excuse for why your mental age doesn't match your actual one. Plans got cancelled, our debut got delayed. On top of that, I had to fly back to Thailand a couple of times for visa issues. Quarantine was mandatory in both countries, so I ended up missing nearly 3 months of practice. I remember the first time I listened to our debut
That sounds
album
like the
in my
worst
hotel
time
room,
to
and
be
they
a
told me to record
debuting
myself
artist. That's crazy.
nearly 3 months of practice. I remember the first time I listened to our debut album in my hotel room, and they told me to record myself practicing the whole song. So there I was, jamming away at 3 a.m., and the front desk had to call me and tell me to shut up. Typically, preparing for a K-pop album can take 2 to 6 months, but here, we always did everything within a month-ish. I don't know why. We usually record our songs and learn choreo just a week or two before the MV shoot. The music video and jacket photos would take 2 to 3 days, and a couple of weeks later, boom, everything would be released. A couple of months before, we were told our group name, Ghost 9, aka Ghost 9. Our concept director was into spooky things and Ghostbusters. Everyone definitely loved that name. Our group concept was
Damn, imagine being in a group and you hate your group name. I didn't know that they don't get to pick their group name. That's crazy. That would I mean, Ghost 9 isn't a bad name though. Like that seems like it would catch on with me pretty quick if I were
that to
if
be
I were him.
dark EDM music, and it was also paired up with a lore that is now dead. Very on brand. One unique thing about K-pop is that groups often have lores to spice things up. Even if you're one of our fans, a ghosty. That's our fandom name. Cute, right? Yeah, I know. Anyways, even if you're a ghosty, chances are you probably don't know our lore, because we never really marketed it that well. So let me briefly explain our concept lore. TLDR Glees. So each one of our members has a spirit soulmate called the Glees. Mine was this cute little emoji thing. These spirit creatures supposedly live within the Earth's crust, and our lore basically revolves around them coming up to meet us, and we all embark on a magical journey. I actually liked our concept, but it has now long been ghosted.
He edits his videos in CapCut, and the only reason I can tell is because he's using the voice enhance feature, which if when you're wearing headphones, it kind of sounds like a little bit echoey. I only know because I use it on my TikToks. And
September 23rd.
I'll go to listen back to my TikToks. I'm like, why does it sound like that?
2020, we debuted with our first mini album, pre-episode 1, Door, with our title track, Think of Dawn. Since we couldn't perform with a live audience because of COVID, our company took this as an opportunity and debuted us on top of a skyscraper. I think our company
that's
was pretty
fire.
loaded. Where did all the money go? Very suspicious, very suspicious. Performing during COVID was definitely something else. Imagine being a performer with no audience to perform for. COVID brought huge changes to K-pop culture, one being online performances. Now things might look good on screen, but behind the scenes, we're in an empty room doing aegyo to the camera, and then we lock eyes with the cameraman, who really does look like he needs some coffee. A lot of times it was pretty awkward. Fan signs disappeared for a while, and that was the birth of fan calls. I love fan calls. It's a chance to meet not just the Korean fans, but also overseas ones that wouldn't have made it in person. We'd sit in a row, staff would hand us one phone at a time as we interacted with the fans. Now, fan calls aren't cheap, so when someone asks me to do aegyo, I personally don't mind. Also because I look so cute. One question I get asked a lot is, what's the worst fan encounter you've ever had? And as a highly media trained person, I'm gonna say, I had none. But we all know that is a lie. In the rare cases where we feel uncomfortable, there are protocols. We're told to never be the bad guy, signal for help while treating everyone with respect. But thankfully, we haven't had many bad encounters. Talking about rules and protocols, let's talk about the rules we had as K-pop idols. And it's a lot more chill than you would have.
But I feel like if you're like at their level, it's not bad. But once you're like one of the bigger like three, once you're like in the top like three groups, at that point you have so many situations that could go wrong, or so many, not even like weird fans, it's just fans that get so overwhelmed by like, this is like probably the one in a lifetime chance they get to meet you person to person or talk to you, that it just gets overwhelming for them and they might act in a way that they don't normally act. And I don't know, I feel like you're just so predisposed to that kind of stuff, and eventually like once you get to a certain level, you probably can't really even do those fan balls anymore.
Imagined. Being in a boy group, we had it much easier than the girls. Our diet wasn't heavily restricted, and if we kept in shape, our meals were pretty much fair game. Phones, technically banned, but after 2 years of sneaking in secret phones, we stopped hiding them. Turns out our staff knew all along, and every time
They remind me of that one Vernon phone call. People are just people. I don't get the fan out.
they
Yeah, I don't know.
confis-
I get getting excited, but I don't get like anytime I've done like meet and greets with any artist that I get, like I'll get like a little, I'll find myself like getting a little, not overwhelmed, but just like very excited as I get closer to the line. But I don't really get like, I'm just like, hey, what's up, bro? And anything, if anything, I try to act more nonchalant, because then I want them to feel like, hey, they're meeting me, you know?
gated one, we just buy another. So eventually, they just gave up. Dating, drinking, smoking was discouraged, but never officially banned. They heavily stressed that whatever you do in your private life isn't their business, but don't ever get caught. Although, we weren't allowed to leave our dorms, and there were practically no rest days, so there were no opportunities for us to actually cause trouble. The rules were definitely a lot more strict when we were rookies, but we're reaching our 5th anniversary this month, and I guess we built more trust as we go. And they started caring less. I think they gave up on us. Now let's talk about makeup and cosmetic procedures. They won't allow me to talk about mine, so I'm keeping everything very vague. In K-pop, lookism is real. K-pop is brutally competitive, and while I don't think you need to be conventionally attractive to be a K-pop idol, it definitely helps. Plastic surgery has become a common practice. In our company, staff would sometimes suggest getting work done, but it was never forceful and always just a suggestion. We went to the dermatologist once a week to get our skin treated.
That would just be crazy though. Like you walk into the office building and they're like, yeah, you could use like, you know, a nose job or something.
And they also hooked us up with personal trainers every other day to keep us in shape. But that was all when we had money. And they had hope. Yay! Every day before schedules, we'd spend 2.5 hours at the beauty salon getting our hair and makeup done. I'd imagine it's a lot longer for female idols. The salons were usually the place where we take naps. A lot of times, we would go in looking like zombies, and we get knocked out unconscious, and when we wake up, we became pretty.
I really like his editing. I feel like his editing is, I don't know, his editing style just reminds me of like other like commentary style YouTubers.
With every song release, K-pop idols promote their songs through music shows. Music shows are basically programs hosted by leading broadcast stations.
Yeah, no, it is a crazy amount of pressure to deal with. But it's also like a thing, it's like a young person's game, so industry. So it's like, I feel like in your 20s, you're able to handle that a lot more than an artist that's like in the mainstream in their 30s or 40s. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you're a lot more willing to put up with it. I like 30, you're kind of like, I don't need to do all this. Fuck this. I'll do it on my own terms.
Which lasts around an hour.
Bruno Mars is playing at Georgia Tech. Should I slide, bro? Bro, you might have to do something about it. You might have to intervene with that show. You can't.
And a half every day of the week. It is an important aspect in making K-pop not only music for the ears, but for the
Nah, Bruno Mars puts on a good show. I've seen a lot of clips of his shows.
eyes as well. Whenever a group releases new music, we would promote our tracks on these shows for a week to a month. Getting on these shows is all about business relations. Some companies prefer working with only a few exclusive shows, while others try to work with all to increase exposure. Saying this, if your company has weak relations and your team is relatively unknown, it is more difficult to secure a spot on these shows. Companies would constantly try to appeal to these show producers to get their artists in better time slots.
Well, the thing is, K-pop artists are very much they're low-key looks maxers. So it's like I think they've established the art of, you know, keeping their cortisol levels low.
Start the shows while popular groups and veterans take the ending spots. Let me tell you about the rehearsal process. This is a lot of technical stuff, so try to keep up. You first do the dry rehearsals where you mark your performance and test out the floors and microphone settings. Then you wait a bit and move on to camera rehearsals, in which the staff would roll all the cameras while you mark where you have to look at what times. Camera setups are a bit different during each show, but it's usually like this. 3 cameras up front, 2 chimichip, a closed floor camera, sometimes a stage cameraman, a full cam, and several fan cams. When we used to
That's way too many cameras, dude. I would be so nervous of like messing up or like stepping wrong or just even tripping, dude.
promote a lot, each member had their own designated fan cam, but I've heard it's all done by AI now. Now, spotting camera is a real skill you have to learn. When a camera turns red, it means that one is broadcasting. So it's like a mini game on stage where you try to spot each camera as soon as possible. If your team misses a lot of the camera cues, they would actually have to do the rehearsals again and again until you perfect it, and the schedule will be delayed and it'll be all your fault. So the question we're all wondering, how much do artists get paid on these shows? I don't think it's a lot. The purpose of these shows is never really about the money, but the exposure it gives, so I guess a lot of us would do it for free. As you all may know, Korea's culture revolves heavily around respect, and this reflects immensely in professional settings. All K-pop idols were expected to greet everyone we pass by, regardless of who they are. We would all be taught to say the same thing. We would say hello and introduce which team we're in. For us, we would say 안녕하세요, 고스나입니다. As rookies, our company educated us to greet everyone with enthusiasm, bowing 90 degrees.
That sounds like it gets so exhausting. You gotta greet everybody you walk by.
Then talking in soar, do re mi fa soar. We don't want to give the wrong impression, so we were told to speak in a higher tone to sound more humble. Soar, 안녕하세요, 땡땡땡입니다. 안녕하세요, 땡땡땡입니다. 안녕하세요, 땡땡땡입니다.
That would get annoying too if I gotta speak in a higher voice all the time. I don't know.
We were told to speak in a higher tone to sound more humble. Soar, 안녕하세요, 땡땡땡입니다. 안녕하세요, 땡땡땡입니다. 안녕하세요, 땡땡땡입니다. You would expect life after debut to be more glamorous, but it was honestly pretty much the same. As rookies, our training never stopped. We would go do our schedules from morning till night, and when we finished, we went straight to our practice room, watched our performance that day, and went back to practicing the same song over and over. Same as when we were trainees. They let us go home at 1 a.m. But the
No, that's crazy. And you gotta be up at like a regular time. Like you got like, because at that point you get home at 1:30, let's say. You're showered in bed by 2 o'clock, and then I personally, I'm gonna scroll like TikToks or something or watch a YouTube video for an hour. I'm not going to bed till like 3, and then I gotta be up at like 6 or 7 or 8.
difference is that we needed to wake up 4 hours later for hair and makeup. So yeah, we
guys
were
thought I thought he
always
was
dead
Canadian.
tired. Coming from a
Oh,
small
my bad. I
town,
thought I
the
mentioned
chances of
that. I probably
success
missed
weren't
that.
high. So it's pretty understandable why they made us practice that hard. A lot of the time, we would prepare for our next comeback at night. So preserving one's condition physically and mentally is probably one
Thank
of
you for the
most
follow,
important
bro. I appreciate
aspects of
you.
the job. Now, a lot of you guys might have seen me around, but have no clue where I belong. So let me explain. My group, TLDR, Ghost 9. Our group has a total of 7 mini albums and a few more singles. Each of our mini albums contains 6 songs, so we have like a whole bunch of songs. The first 6
Yeah, I
months
got
into
you. We're about to start
business,
checking out
we
the
came
music
with
videos
4
after
mini
this.
albums as a 9
We
member
got
group. That's 4 comebacks in a half a year, which if
5
you
to
don't
go
know,
through.
is pretty a lot. Then 2 of our members left due to personal reasons, and over the years, we slowly released 3 more mini albums and a couple more singles. Now we're hitting 5 years, and things are great, yeah. Anyways, you might be wondering what our music sounds like, and lucky for you, we've dabbled in all sorts of genres, so there's bound to be something.
You could
that's
just
fun. Here's
if it's
my
on
opinion.
YouTube, send me the title. If not, you can send it in Discord. I just sent. There's a link to join Discord in there. Damn, they had some budget behind their music videos too. Like he makes it sound like they're signed to like a really small label. They're so active. Yeah, but it sounds like this is more of like their side thing now.
I
Like-
just wanted to say thanks.
Amidst the chaotic schedules and the uncertainty of what comes next, one thing I genuinely love about being an idol is how much it pushes you to work on yourself. Since we all started so young and impressionable, I'm grateful for the experiences that molded me into someone more resilient, introspective, disciplined, stressed. And that's probably my biggest takeaway from K-pop. There's still a bunch of anecdotes that I really want to say, but I don't think I'm allowed to say. So stick around, and someday, maybe I might be able to tell you those stories. Well, thank you for watching. Keep in
Yeah, that
mind
was
that
cool.
this is only my personal experience. Every
Am I late again? No, we just watched a couple YouTube videos from a K-pop artist.